Chicos, chicas, ¿cómo están? ¿Qué os cuenta la vida? Aquí Vampire con un nuevo video para el canal y esta vez estamos en otro episodio más de Genshin Impact. Y bueno, si recuerdas en el episodio anterior, hemos estado un rato con Deya tratando de pelear con otras personas que al parecer tienen algo que ver con lo que es la wea del rey Destret. Y al parecer hemos atrapado a esas personas y acaban de pasar todo un día entero de tortura. Así que vamos a hablar con Deya para ver si es que ha obtenido algo de información, si es que sus técnicas de tortura para obtener, ya saben, la información necesaria para saber qué chucha están planeando los idiotas son igual de eficientes como las de nuestro queridísimo amigo D-Luke, que le estoy llevando acá más que nada porque le acabo de cambiar lo que es el tema de los artefactos. Y disculpen por los lagazos que están habiendo ahorita, pero no sé, es que parece que hoy día he prendido la computadora y la computadora decidió, ¿sabes? Hoy día es día para ponerme en modo lag. Ojalá que no haya ninguna escena de pelea por esta parte de la aventura y esto solamente sea un pequeño contratiempo que se solucione más adelante. Ya pasé por eso, por la misión de Danslave en su momento.
Hey, Tia.
Y si bien he tenido para uno que otro problemas, no creo que pase otra vez aquí.
Right on time.
Sí, alguna novedad, aunque ni tanto en tiempo, que me demoré algunos 30 minutos en juego.
We'll know any moment now.
Paimon's been wondering. You seem to know Candace pretty well. Have you been friends for a long time?
¿Son amigas muy cercanas, tal vez?
We've known each other for some time now. She's a pretty interesting person. Even though she's an extremely strong warrior, she never misuses her powers against others.
Oh, Paimon knows what you mean. Like a lot of martial artists say, never take the fight outside the ring.
A menos que la lucha sea sin descalificación.
Yep.
O las
guess
cuentas
you can put it
cuentan
that
donde
way.
sea.
It takes strong convictions to be as dedicated as she is, and shoulder that kind of responsibility. Us mercs, on the other hand, we pretty much live from one day to the next.
Well, Paimon thinks you're great too.
Yeah.
Really? Thanks for that.
¿Pasa algo, si no?
Oh,
No estamos
Zana's
hablando de
here.
ti, pero...
He's pretty early too.
Sí, es que este pana también es de los puntuales.
Yes. I was here yesterday to help out a little.
Ah, encima que el que está atrapado ha sufrido tortura máxima, entonces.
To help out? By doing what?
¿Tú qué crees, Paimon?
Sharing some interrogation techniques.
Oh, you mean you taught Candace some more persuasive methods?
Right.
Come on
Algo
in,
así.
everyone. Come on, let's go inside.
Muy bien, de seguro el pana estará sangrando. Claro, si es que no le temen al éxito en este juego. Cosa que no es así. Entremos nomás.
Candace, where? Whoa, you look furious.
Do I? Huh. What gave it away?
No lo sé, la manera en cómo estaba tu cara medio ceño fruncido.
Oh, there's no mask that can hide true bloodlust. Cover up your eyes, and it'll still show itself at the corners of your mouth.
Perhaps I need to work on my composure. Still, it's perfectly understandable why I'm angry. I'm sure everyone present would agree.
Estos panas ya están recontra depresivos. Esto me acuerda cuando estaba en la academia, nos atraparon a unos 3 hueones y la profesora dijo que escapemos. Eso le habrá pasado a los panas que se han quedado.
Yes, ma'am. Please, don't beat us anymore. We're gonna die.
Well, looks like Sino taught her well.
Candace aprende rápido, ahora da tanto miedo como él. Bueno, siempre has tenido siempre ha dado tanto miedo como él, sí, ¿no? Por algo es que han aparecido juntos en el banner.
You fear death yourselves, yet you do not hesitate to place the lives of others at risk. The absurdity is mind-boggling. The ones you call mad scholars are known to us as the village keepers. They are vital members of our community, and some even count them as family.
Sí, estamos buscando a uno incluso.
You come here to my village, and you treat my people as nothing more than stepping stones towards your goal. Tell me, what would you do to you in my position?
Mercy! Please have mercy!
You've made your bed.
We may both be desert dwellers, but there's one thing that I understand better than you. The resurrection of King Deshret will only result in war, and war serves no one.
Muy cierto eso. Pregúntenle a los ucranianos y también a algunos rusos.
The people of Aru village care little about which god is in power. Life may be tough and tiring, but we wish to preserve our way of life. A war would only cause us to lose all that we have. And that is not a responsibility that you can afford to shoulder.
We understand. We're sorry. I'll tell you everything I know. Please, just let us go.
I'm listening.
You might not believe this, but it wasn't us who came up with this idea. Someone was spreading rumors in the tavern. That's how we ended up hearing about King Deshret's resurrection.
Entonces rumores que estábamos así sospechando que eran rumores, eso no era nada real, o el rey de este es real. Y por cierto, me olvidé de decirlo, Candace, buena promo.
Some mystery man told us that mad scholars will make the perfect sacrifice to usher in King Deshret's resurrection. They give their lives, and we can get anything we wish for.
Vale, si mi teoría es cierta, entonces Dottore tendría que ser ese hombre del cual está hablando Saki.
They're called village keepers. Slip up again, and you'll regret it.
Yes, sorry. It was all that mystery man's doing. He told us to spread the word about King Deshret's resurrection and talked us into helping him. In return, he said he'll help facilitate the resurrection process.
¿Dónde están los guardianes de la aldea ahora?
I'm not sure.
That's one.
Huh? One what?
Strike. You get a total of 3. Then, you die by my hand.
Gracias, Sino. Tú eres el mejor.
Wait, I'm telling the truth. We don't know anything. It was all him.
2.
He got us to lure them out of their houses in the night with some kind of incense. We take them to a junction outside the village. Then the mystery guy takes them from there. You gotta believe me, please. I'm telling the truth, I swear. Just ask them if you don't believe me.
Vale, suponiendo que lo que está diciendo es verdad, entonces teníamos que hacer una suerte de prueba, así fingir que a uno de nosotros esté loco y estar atraídos al incienso. Vale, ya sé a dónde va todo esto.
That was indeed the truth. Traveler, go on.
Bueno, mi turno de aplicar todo lo que aprendí de las series de criminalística que veía con mi padre. Que en paz descanse. ¿No tienen alguna idea de la identidad de ese hombre misterioso?
You have to believe me. If I knew that, I would have told you his name right away. I'm not risking another beating to keep his secrets. No way.
¿Alguna característica? ¿Llevaba alguna máscara? ¿Tenía una cara medio renchoncha?
That guy, he wears a cloak, and he's always careful to cover his face. He calls himself King Deshret's envoy.
Capa y tiene cuidado de cubrir su rostro. ¿De qué color es su capa?
I believe I may know what's going on.
Uncle Anpu? What do you mean?
Bueno, el pana está muerto. Uno menos de qué preocuparse.
Okay, speak.
If my suspicions are correct, this mystery man they speak of could be from the academia.
O más específico, alguien que estuvo en la academia antes.
Some time ago, people from the academia attempted to take the village keepers away. I refused, insisting that they are part of our community.
Te metes con uno, te metes con la comunidad, claro.
It strikes me now that this secretive character shares the same goal they had.
Which means it's highly likely that the academia was purposely spreading a false rumor to trick the radicals into delivering the village keepers right into their hands. They were the ones who brought them here to begin with. Now they're trying to take them back? We aren't gonna let that happen.
Not the academia again.
A ver, en Sumeru, Cetaria había mencionado... Cetaria no era la que vio por primera vez a Skara, esa sería Hypatia. La resurrección de Rey Destret es una campaña de desinformación de la academia. Claro, Cetaria era la secretaria, sí, aún me acuerdo.
Just as I thought. But what could they want with the village keepers?
¿Qué podrían querer los guardianes de la aldea? Una conexión con el Irminsul.
People are nothing but tools in the eyes of the academia. A change in their plans likely means they found another way to exploit the scholars. Regardless, our top priority now is locating the village keepers.
You're right. Isaac is still waiting for news on his grandpa.
Time to go. Let's leave the village and try to track them down.
Yes. Pack up and get ready to leave.
You got it. Candace, I'll let you deal with the radicals. Leave everything outside the village to us.
All right.
Let's meet back here once everyone's ready.
Vale, encontrarnos aquí de nuevo cuando estemos listos. Llantos del hospital de azar, sale de la casa del jefe de la aldea. Disculpen el lagazo de antes, por cierto. Muy bien, en todo caso, mi teoría es la siguiente. Los eruditos, como ya sabemos, son gente que se han vuelto locas por una razón. Y esa razón es que han estado buscando una conexión con el Irminsul. La conexión con la reina mayor o menor, lo que sea. Ese Irminsul es muy importante para ellos. Y por lo que pienso es que esa cosa tiene algo que ver con el Akasha. Tiene algo que ver con el Akasha porque da una conexión al tema de la información. Ellos antes estaban buscando el conocimiento divino porque el conocimiento divino de seguro tenía una relación con esa vaina, con el Irminsul. Pero se dan cuenta de que, un momento, puede ser de que los eruditos, los huevones que están locos, tengan una conexión con esto también, porque ellos se han pasado gran parte de sus vidas tratando de encontrar esa suerte de conexión. ¿Para qué y por qué? No lo sabemos. Lo importante es que la academia quiere a esas personas en ese preciso instante porque ellos creen que esa es la conexión que ellos necesitan, el puerto, el servidor ASX, como digo, Industria 4.0. Por ende necesitamos irnos de acá y continuar con la aventura para que así evitar de que la academia haga alguna pendejada con los eruditos, con los locos del no, este pana me iba a matar. Es la palabra correcta. Gracias, Rosy, por la corrección. ¡Ay, Alhaitam!
Some food in us and then we'll... Woo!
A los años que no has estado aquí por mucho tiempo.
Where did you come from?
Well, as you can see, I am merely sitting here and reviewing what we have deduced thus far.
You were gone for ages, and now you're suddenly sitting here musing to yourself? Where have you been anyway?
No quiere responder, de seguro está en modo Sinchu, leyendo su libro sin que le hagan caso.
You never think things through before asking questions. I'm giving you some time to make up for that.
Paimon's so mad! Paimon's gonna give you an ugly nickname!
Llámale Dendro Keking a ver si así aprende.
Never mind. Paimon's got nothing.
Dendro Keking, te estoy diciendo desde hace rato que le llames Dendro Keking y así no podemos llamarlo Razor Pro Max LG TV.
There's just nothing super obvious to pick with this guy. It makes it so hard.
Well, you've heard nothing to suggest I left this whole time. So clearly, I stayed in the village to investigate. Anyway, you plan to leave Aru village and keep searching for the truth of this matter, yes?
Correcto.
Yep. We're not gonna find out anything more by staying here, so we thought that we might as well take the search elsewhere.
¿Alguna sugerencia de dónde tenemos que ir?
Enough with the silent treatment!
Ya, nos estás dando tiempo para pensar. ¿Tú crees que la respuesta a todos nuestros problemas está justamente en esta aldea? Y Rosy no está dejando pensar ahorita. Disculpe, Alhaitam, pero parece que Rosy todavía no decide si es que tengo que ir por usted primero o tengo que ir primero por Xiao. Así que tampoco es que está tan enterada de lo que está sucediendo ahorita.
No. I'm just surprised that you decided to team up with him.
Alhaitam, you haven't helped us out at all ever since we arrived at Aru village. Bold of you to question our choices.
¿Tiene razón?
Yeah, you're all talk.
¿No será que estás un poquito, no lo sé, racista?
While you were investigating, I
Te
had
recuerdo que
my
el
own
mundial
work
acabó
to
hace
do,
mucho tiempo.
which I've now finished.
Really? Paimon doesn't believe you.
To be
Todos.
honest, we aren't really a team, so I have no obligation to inform you of my whereabouts. Not to mention that going separate ways allowed me to find some important information that you all had missed.
¿Cómo qué? Sería... Un momento, el perro ya está peleándose con perros grandes, disculpen. Ya, Rosy, veamos qué dices tú. ¿Confiamos en Alhaitam o Alhacén, como decidieron llamarlo en este juego, o no lo hacemos?
Huh? Right here in the village?
Correct.
What did you learn?
I'm going to take you to someone. But before that, you need to understand where she's coming from.
She.
What does that mean?
How do you think the residents of Aru Village feel about what we're doing?
Está hablando de Nilo, ¿verdad?
In other words, do you truly believe every single word the villagers tell us?
You mean some of them lied to us?
Hiding the truth does not necessarily equate to lying. Again, these people have their reasons.
Claro.
Remember what Candace said? Most people in Aru Village don't necessarily care which deity is in charge of Sumeru. That's because whether King Deshret or the Dendro Archon has power is of little significance to them.
Solo les importa vivir.
By contrast, the
Sobrevivir.
perils of their
Más
daily
correcto.
lives are ever-present concerns. They won't simply share everything they know with you without good reason. That's why you believed there was no further information to be found in this village.
Entonces, encontraremos más información preguntando a quienes ya conocemos.
Glad you're following along. Among those you have talked to, there's someone who was consciously keeping you out of the loop. In fact, she's been observing your every move since you arrived. The reason being, to someone who only wants to live their life in peace, any external factors introduce unpredictability into the equation.
Entiendo ese sentimiento de manera perfecta.
Those eyes. Those fierce eyes. You look like a real fighter.
Sí, no la asustaste. Con razón nos ha dado toda la información.
Don't change the subject.
It's quite obvious that she's intimidated by Sino's authority and strength.
Right. You were asking about the the mad scholars.
She corrected herself mid-sentence because she's aware that there are King Deshret fanatics in the village. If she sounds too friendly towards the village keepers, she could easily make herself the radicals' next target.
I think it's been a few days since I last saw them. I usually go to bed pretty early, so I'm not too familiar with what goes on at night.
Remember? She made a point of denying her involvement in anything that occurs at night.
But honestly, I feel quite sympathetic towards them. Even though they act a little strange, they've helped me in the past. If it weren't for them, my house would have collapsed long ago.
After speaking to the village chief, it became clear that the village keepers had protected Aru Village at night. In other words, the young miss was very much awake during that time.
Ya, y eso que nos ayuda
Then
a
why
demostrar.
would she lie?
Porque temía por su vida. Temía de que si no le hagas algo, por simplemente decir algo que no esté en su línea de pensamiento.
By getting involved with an outsider, she risks drawing unwanted attention to herself. As for why she might be so wary about all this, maybe you should ask her.
I'll pass on this one. You said that she is afraid of me. If so, it's best if I stay out of this.
We're on it!
Contarle que no nos relacione con Sino al momento de cuestionarla, creo que estaremos bien y podremos obtener algo más de información. Ahora, no voy a ser tan hijo de puta como para cambiar a Reizo por Sino en este punto. Sería gracioso, lo sé, pero creo que mejor no lo hago.
Miss Shawnee, as we discussed earlier, I've brought someone with me.
Mr. Alhaitam, I'm aware of where you stand, but how can I make sure that your friends think the same as you?
Voté en blanco en las elecciones presidenciales segunda vuelta de 2021. Fue 2021, ¿no? ¿O fue 2020? Ah, como sea.
Huh? What do you mean? We need to clarify our stance or something?
Go ahead and talk to her. You'll get the answers you want. Go on. Earn her trust.
Is Is it
Ay, es
really
otro
that
ejercicio
simple?
de confianza. Vale. Es como con lo de la
May I
cabeza.
call you Traveler?
Ya, no hay problema.
Hi, Traveler. I want to ask you something. Do you think the resurrection of King Deshret can truly change Sumeru for the better?
No. De hecho, ni siquiera estoy seguro de que esa resurrección pueda existir, porque es un rumor. Así que obviamente no va a cambiar absolutamente nada.
Why is that?
Solo traerá conflictos, además, si es que fuera real.
That's very similar to what Miss Candace says. I know you two are friends. That's why I'm willing to talk to you, even though I do have some reservations. Before, I wouldn't even have the courage to ask something like this. Traveler, do you believe our lives will get better?
Sí, yo sí creo que pueden mejorar. Pero este pana es un medio Mbappé, medio Messi, así que me debe obligar a decir, no puedo prometerlo, pero haré lo mejor que pueda.
Yeah, we came here from another nation, so it isn't wrong of you to be weary. And we aren't really residents of any one nation.
Somos como Juan sin tierra.
But even so, we've met lots of people from different places, and we've always fought for what we believed in. We have friends in Sumeru, and we want to help them. That's why we decided to stay here for a while.
I want to trust you. My apologies for posing my questions like that. To be honest, I didn't expect you to come back for more information.
Alhaitam told us you have your reasons. It's okay. We understand.
Sí, nos hemos deshecho de ese problema.
The fact is that only one side of my family is desert folk. I don't really fit in anywhere in Sumeru. Some believe in the Dendro Archon, while others believe in King Deshret. I don't belong to either side, and neither side would want me.
Básicamente es atea.
Speaking of which, the radicals mentioned that they despise traitors. Do they just think that anyone who's different from them is a traitor?
¡Correcto!
Yeah. Some people can be so narrow-minded when it comes to bloodline and beliefs. It makes no difference what I say or how I behave. I'll always be suspected of having ulterior motives. Slowly, I just stopped talking to people. I pretended not to hear or see anything. All I want is to live my life in peace. And then it happened. The village keepers who had helped me disappeared with no explanation, and I didn't dare breathe a word about it to anyone. Until now.
You can tell them. I'm sure he'll keep your secret.
Sí, solamente lo sabremos nosotros, Alhaitam y algunos 3 o 4 gatos. Y un perro, llamado Rossi.
All right. I'll tell you what I told Alhaitam. I actually have a sharper sense of hearing than most. Sometimes, I hear strange crying sounds in the night.
There are ghosts?
Perhaps. I'm not sure. It's faint, but it's definitely the sound of crying. It comes from and always carries very raw emotion. It used to be louder and more frequent, but ever since you arrived in the village, it doesn't seem to happen as often, and when it does, it's much quieter. I have to focus really hard to make it out.
¿Pueden ser que esos llantos sean de Nahida?
I confirmed this with the guards on night duty. They also have someone with a good ear, and he's heard similar sounds at night. But, because we're in the middle of a desert, he would rather believe that they are the cries of beasts than ghosts.
¿Sabes de dónde vienen esos sonidos?
There's really nothing around these parts, except for an old hospital not far from the village.
I think they used to use it for treating Elazar, but it's been abandoned for years.
Hay que ir a verse ese hospital.
Yeah, let's go!
¿Está cerca de la aldea? No, está lejos. Veo el hospital de Eleazar. Vale, como queda algo lejos, voy a dejar el episodio hasta acá. Espero que os haya gustado. Ya en el siguiente vamos a ir justamente al hospital de Eleazar. Que por favor dime que está más lejos de lo que yo pienso. No, queda cerca. Fuck. Era para poder explotar esta zona. Porque, bueno, quiero explorar esta zona más para así tener más lugares en orden de tener los escarabajos estos dorados que sirven para levelear así, ¿no? Y claro, tener algo guardado en caso de que ella también pueda esto tener esos personajes, esos materiales de ascensión. Así que bueno, voy a dejar el video hasta acá. Si os ha gustado, pueden darle like, compartirlo con un amigo que sea fanático de Genshin Impact, ya sea simp de Alhaitam o simp de Sino, no importa. Todos somos iguales, todos estamos condenados a morir, estamos condenados a sufrir, estamos condenados a que nos rompan el corazón y más importante, estamos cometiendo el crimen más criminal de toda la humanidad, que es el crimen de respirar. Por lo menos eso es lo que yo pienso, ese es mi punto de vista de por qué esto, el tema este de, ya saben, igualdad, derechos y demás. Hasta aquí Vampire, nos vemos en el siguiente video.